Hi, my name is Peter Monk, and this video is an introduction to DJ Isolators. The video will be the first in a series of DJ Isolator reviews, where the first review will be the ISO Q2 by SBS Design. So you can click right here if you want to go directly to that review, or you can stay right here in this video if you're not too familiar with DJ Isolators and want to know what they're all about. So what is a DJ Isolator? Well, an isolator is a tool or a mini toolbox. It's nothing more, nothing less. And what are tools good for? Well, certain tools work for certain tasks. And an isolator is great for reshaping sound. It's great for sculpting or emphasizing parts of the music or removing parts of the music. So you can use it to create rhythmic patterns or make dramatic dynamic changes to music that are less dynamic than you want it to be. So just like a conductor of an orchestra, he interprets the music he conducts. The isolator is that extra tool that gives the DJ abilities to put his personal touch or interpretation, if you will, on the music he or she plays. So how is an isolator different from the EQ on your mixer? Well, for starters, the knobs on an isolator are huge compared to the EQ knobs on your mixer. And they're spaced out so that it's easy for you to grab them without having your fingers and hands actually rubbing against each other. And lastly, they're placed horizontally rather than vertically, which again makes it very easy to grab them, easy access. You can start getting right in there and turning these knobs. So that being said, it doesn't mean that you don't need your EQs anymore. The isolators are typically inserted between the main out of your mixer and the PA speakers. So along with the normal EQ, it gives you even more control over the final signal that is going into the floor or going to the floor. Another feature that distinguishes an isolator from the EQ on your mixer is that an isolator typically has full kill when turning the knobs all the way down. So taking all knobs, all 3 or 4 knobs, or however many knobs your EQ, your isolator will have, and turning them all the way down, the sound should effectively have been isolated out, if you will. So most isolators are 19-inch rack mountable units. An exception is the Dope Reel mini isolator, which is approximately half the size. So installing it into a DJ setup, it often requires a little extra planning since few DJ booths are prepared to accommodate 19-inch rack units and isolators. So for this reason, the isolator is often supplied by the venue rather than the DJ. The big clubs obviously has these things installed. So a club like Shello in New York, they will have 2 isolators, or they do have 2 isolators in-house. They have the Dope Reel and the ISO X from Bozak. And some DJs, they might bring their own isolators to the club and install them. And you might ask, why would anybody bring isolators to a club when there's already 2 isolators in-house? Louis Vega, for example, he brings the SBS design, the Q2, the ISO Q2 to the gigs. And the basic answer is that every isolator has its own characteristics. Some isolators are aggressive, some isolators are subtle. Some are built for flexibility, where others are built to be all-around isolators. So the Dope Reel is what I would consider a somewhat aggressive isolator, with full boost set to 15 dB, so you touch it a little bit and it'll really crank up the gain. The Bozak is a very subtle isolator. It only has 6 dB boost, a full boost on the gain settings. Whereas the SBS, the ISO Q2 is a very flexible unit. You actually have crossovers. You have the ability to do 15 dB gain, so you can buy it if you wanted to, but at the same time you have different types of settings, so you can go in and manipulate a little bit more flexible, if you will. So how do you find an isolator? Well, there is no isolator that is the best in the world, but there is the best isolator in the world for you, and there's the best isolator in the world for me. So how would you go about finding an isolator? You know, my answer is really to get your hands on as many isolators as you possibly can. Try them out with your music. If you are a disco vinyl lover, the ENS might be right for you. Or if you're the techno kind of DJ, the Dope Reel might be the best isolator for you. But again, you know, you might find that the ENS, the crossover settings between the bass and the mids are too high. Or maybe you find the Dope Reel is too aggressive for you. So you got to get out there and you got to try them out. And here's a great question. What if I can't find them anywhere? I mean, nobody really has them around in stores. So what can I say? You know, I'll try in these videos to kind of highlight the characteristics of the different units out there. So subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'll be able to answer some of all the questions that are coming to you about how to find that isolator that you're looking for. Don't forget to subscribe. Ding. You'll be reminded of new isolator reviews. If you want to go and see a review right now, click here. This is the ISO Q2. So enjoy, and thank you for watching.